It's there. Okay, cool. So I'm Jorge, and that's me as a kid. It's a tiny little kid. I was born in Torreon, a city in northern Mexico, in the middle of the desert. And when you're growing up, you sort of think every city looks like your city. Well, I was in a big mistake. Then I moved to Monterrey, which was an even larger city. It has around 4 million people. It's a little bit smaller than Barcelona's metro area. There I realized that cities had mountains. They didn't have only deserts and flat areas. From there, I moved to an even smaller, tinier city, or municipality called Urique. Urique is in the Chihuahuan mountain system, in the middle of a canyon, 10 hours away from the largest real city anywhere. So I lived there for a year and realized that cities in Mexico are very different to each other. And that municipalities especially face a lot of issues. In Mexico, we have 2,500 cities, approximately, maybe less. So not as many as Spain, but still quite a lot. So I come from the north part. But then in the center of Mexico, there's hundreds and hundreds of municipalities. Municipalities all look different. They're oat-shaped. They are shaped by politics, by geography. They're shaped in Mexico by culture, like this one. This municipality is called San Carlos Yautepec, and is one of 570 municipalities in one state, in Oaxaca. In the state of Oaxaca, and this municipality is 2,400 kilometers. It's like, I don't know, like 5, 6, 10 times bigger than Barcelona. It's a rural municipality. There's 4.1 million hometowns in Mexico living in rural areas. So we have a problem here, or not a problem, more like a challenge, in which we want to reduce information asymmetries using technology in these sort of municipalities. Normally, everything goes to larger cities, capital cities in the center of countries. So what we're trying to do right now in Red México Abierto, or Open Mexico Network, is work in 3 main roads: legal, skills, and tech for cities in Mexico. So legal, the legal street. What we're trying to do is, or what we're doing already, is giving them MOUs and giving them like all the capacities to understand what open data is about. With the skills, what we're doing is we're talking about policy and how to talk open data. If you're a small municipality in Mexico, you probably don't know what this whole open movement is all about. So we're also providing those kind of skills. And finally, tech skills. At my office, Coordinación de Estrategia Digital Nacional, which sits at the president's office, we have a data squad. And that's why it's like a superhero logo. The data squad is our techie arm, and what they do is they walk side by side with cities and ministries to develop all the tools that they're needed in order to fulfill their open data strategy. So, what we're trying to do with Red México Abierto, in 3 simple things. There are 3 simple things. We want to reduce the costs of entry, to have an open data strategy and an open government agenda at the city level, at the municipal level. We've realized that there's a lot of barriers, and we want to make them smaller by creating and maximizing the benefits of being inside a network and sharing knowledge and at the same time making this agenda much more sustainable by sharing. So municipalities will take the control of how this works. And incentivizing, basically, innovation. There is a chance for economic development in smaller towns that are not just Mexico City, in which we can also push for transparency and civic participation, which is much needed in Mexico. The tools to do this is a common platform, which is datos.gov.mx. That's our logo, the first one. And then starting a movement in which we, all cities, start putting their data in interoperable open standards that are all the same. So now, what we've been doing is working with all these cities, San Pedro, Zapopan, Jalapa, and San Luis Potosí, but we've learned also by doing, because we have this bias at our office in which we don't really think that much, we just jump into action. So we learned that states are also trying to do this. So Jalisco, Puebla, and Morelos are not cities-states, they're states. I'm going to talk really quickly about what the cities have done. Jalapa was the first city to ever to upload data in datos.gov.mx. We had a hackathon in which the city realized that their biggest problems had to do with urban mobility and public service delivery. So they released a set of eight data sets that helped them do their hackathon. Then we're working right now with San Pedro, which is in the north of Mexico, developing a dataton, we call them, because we use open data for them, in which we're expecting to have public policy proposals in the city that are related to health and medio ambiente, environment. And finally, we had one in Zapopan. This one is very interesting because the results of it was a tool that was using corporate information and local open data to prevent, and no, not prevent, but ¿cómo se dice? I forgot this word in English. Well, to prevent crime. There's 6 million new users from last year to this year in Mexico, at 13% growth. So we need to bring those, all of the benefits of open data to these new communities, and having like a huge piece of the cake sort of given to or share with municipalities that are not just in the center. Oh, okay. I think I had one more slide. But okay, go to datos.gov.mx.